Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing HFY stories. Hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest uploads. On the distant planet of Zoltran, where the horizon melted into a neon glow against the darkened sky, the Intergalactic Academy of Science and Arts stood as a beacon of learning in diversity. Its students, a mosaic of beings from across the universe, bustled through its ultramodern corridors. Yet, amidst this lively congregation, Lyri, a young Valterian girl, navigated her day with quiet resignation. Valterians were known for their brilliant minds and ethereal beauty, traits that Lyri certainly possessed. However, a congenital condition left her reliant on a sleek mobility device to traverse the vast campus. Its humming wheels and soft glowing lights were designed to assist her movements, but they also set her apart from her peers. Today, like most days, Lyri found herself alone at a table in the corner of the sprawling cafeteria. Her classmates chattered animatedly, their bodies effortlessly shifting to express their excitement or dismay, a physicality Lyri could only envy. As she unpacked her meal, a simple array of nutrient-dense foods tailored to her Valterian biology, her gaze drifted to the group of Euloxians at the next table, their laughter booming and contagious. Once, she had tried to join them, but their games and quick movements had made her feel more like a spectator than a participant. Just as she was settling into her usual routine of solitude and study, a new presence disrupted the pattern. Jake, a human, had recently transferred to the academy from a distant Earth colony. Humans were rare in this part of the galaxy, and their reputation for boldness and innovation preceded them. Jake had that typical human build, taller and more robust than most Valterians, but it was his smile that caught Lyri's attention. It was open, friendly, and unguarded. He approached her table with a tray that seemed to contain items from every food station in the cafeteria. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, his voice carrying a cheerful tune that felt both refreshing and startling. Lyri blinked, taken aback by his directness. Sure," she managed to say, her voice nearly lost in the cafeteria's din. Jake sat down, his eyes quickly scanning her setup. "I'm Jake. Just got transferred here from the Armstrong colony on Europa." "And you are?" "Lyri," she replied, feeling a mix of curiosity and caution. "I'm from Valtar." "Nice to meet you, Lyri from Valtar." Jake exclaimed, his enthusiasm undiminished by her tentative tone. "So, what's your major?" "Quantum biology," she answered, warming to the conversation. "And you?" "Aerospace engineering with a minor in xenorelations." "I want to build bridges, literally and metaphorically," he chuckled, beginning to unpack his eclectic meal. The conversation flowed surprisingly smoothly from there. Jake was genuinely curious about her studies and her life on Valtar, asking questions that no one had bothered to pose before. Not about her condition, nor her device, but about her interests, her thoughts on recent quantum discoveries, and her favorite subjects. As they talked, Lyri found herself laughing, a rare occurrence these past months. Jake didn't seem to see the mobility device first, he saw her. It was refreshing and disarming. "Hey, I'm working on this project," Jake said suddenly, his eyes alight with excitement. "It's about adaptive tech for zero-gravity environments. I think it could really benefit from your expertise in quantum biology. Would you want to join me?" Lyri paused, taken aback by the offer. To be seen not just as a friend but as a valuable collaborator was something she hadn't expected. "I'd like that," she said finally, a smile breaking across her face. "I'd really like that." Jake grinned back, "Awesome. We're meeting tomorrow at the lab. It's a small group for now, but who knows? If our prototype works, it could change how accessibility is handled across the galaxy." For the first time in a long while, Lyri felt a spark of excitement about more than just her studies. She was going to be part of something bigger, something innovative, something fun. As she and Jake continued to chat, discussing ideas and possibilities, the cafeteria's walls seemed less imposing, and the galaxy outside less daunting. Today marked a new beginning, not just in her academic career but in her life at the academy. And perhaps, just perhaps, she had found her first true friend in this vast universe. The following day, the air was charged with anticipation as Leary made her way to the designated lab where she and Jake were to meet for their project. The lab, a vast, open-plan space filled with state-of-the-art equipment, was usually bustling with activity. Today, however, it was quieter, the usual crowd thinned by an ongoing symposium on interstellar diplomacy. Jake was already there, arranging some equipment on a large, central table. He waved enthusiastically as Leary approached. "Hey, Leary! Over here," he called out. Joining him at the table, Leary noticed several holographic blueprints and diagrams floating above the surface, detailing various components of their adaptive tech project. "Got here a bit early to set things up," Jake explained, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "I think we've got a real shot at making something awesome." Leary nodded, her eyes scanning the holograms. "What's the plan for today?" she asked, adjusting her mobility device to a more comfortable position. "We'll start with the basic framework of the zero-gravity mobility assist module," Jake said, pulling up a detailed schematic of a compact, sleek device. "I've been working on the propulsion system, but I need your help to integrate quantum biology elements to make it responsive to the user's neurological patterns." Intrigued, Leary leaned in closer, her scientific curiosity piqued. "So, it adapts to the user's movements and thoughts?" she inquired, her mind racing with possibilities. "Exactly," Jake affirmed. "It'll use a neural interface to sync with the user, making movement in zero-G environments as natural as walking on a planet. But to get there, we need to make sure the biointerface is perfectly tuned to the user's nervous system." Together, they delved into the technical details, discussing potential quantum biological markers that could enhance the interface's sensitivity and responsiveness. Leary suggested using a specialized biomimetic gel, capable of amplifying neural signals without invasive implants. As they worked, their conversation flowed freely, bridging the gap between Jake's engineering expertise and Leary's deep understanding of quantum biology. It wasn't long before their initial prototype, a small, disc-like device, began to take shape on the table before them. Their progress didn't go unnoticed. A small group of their peers, intrigued by the unusual activity in the prototype on display, drifted over to their table. Among them was Threx, a tall, slender being from a species known for their engineering prowess. "What are you two working on?" Threx asked, his voice tinged with curiosity as his bright eyes examined the prototype. Jake, ever the ambassador, welcomed the chance to explain. "It's an adaptive mobility aid for zero-gravity environments," he began, gesturing for the others to come closer. "Leary here is the brain behind the quantum biointerface." The group listened intently as Leary, encouraged by Jake's confidence in her, detailed the scientific basis of their design. She spoke of the challenges of mobility in zero-gravity and how their device could potentially revolutionize movement for disabled beings in space. Impressed, Threx nodded appreciatively. "That's brilliant," he acknowledged. "Do you need extra hands?" "I've got some experience with neural tech." Grateful for the offer, Jake and Leary quickly accepted. With Threx's help, they refined the neural interface, enhancing its ability to adapt dynamically to the user's intentions. As the afternoon wore on, more classmates joined, drawn in by the project's potential and the inclusive atmosphere that Jake and Leary fostered. By the end of the day, their initial prototype was complete, and the team had grown to include 5 more students, each bringing their unique skills and perspectives. The lab buzzed with ideas and laughter, a stark contrast to the isolation Leary had felt just days before. As they packed up their tools and prepared to leave, Jake turned to Leary with a grin. "How about we present this at the Academy Showcase next month?" he suggested. "It's a great opportunity to get some feedback and maybe even catch the eye of some sponsors." Leary, feeling a surge of pride and newfound confidence, nodded eagerly. "Let's do it," she agreed, her voice steady and strong. It's time everyone saw what we're capable of. Walking out of the lab together, the team was abuzz with excitement about the possibilities ahead. For Leary, the project was more than just an academic exercise, it was a beacon of change, signaling a shift in her life at the academy. No longer just the quiet girl in the corner, she was now a pioneer on the verge of something great, with a group of friends who saw her for her potential, not her limitations. As the campus twin sun set, casting a golden glow over the skyline, Leary felt a warmth inside her that had nothing to do with the fading light. For the first time in a long while, she was genuinely excited about the future. The following day, the air was charged with anticipation as Leary made her way to the designated lab where she and Jake were to meet for their project. The lab, a vast, open-plan space filled with state-of-the-art equipment, was usually bustling with activity. Today, however, it was quieter, the usual crowd thinned by an ongoing symposium on interstellar diplomacy. Jake was already there, arranging some equipment on a large, central table. He waved enthusiastically as Leary approached. "Hey, Leary! Over here," he called out. Joining him at the table, Leary noticed several holographic blueprints and diagrams floating above the surface, detailing various components of their adaptive tech project. "Got here a bit early to set things up," Jake explained, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "I think we've got a real shot at making something awesome." Leary nodded, her eyes scanning the holograms. "What's the plan for today?" she asked, adjusting her mobility device to a more comfortable position. "We'll start with the basic framework of the Zero-Gravity Mobility Assist module," Jake said, pulling up a detailed schematic of a compact, sleek device. "I've been working on the propulsion system, but I need your help to integrate quantum biology elements to make it responsive to the user's neurological patterns." Intrigued, Leary leaned in closer, her scientific curiosity piqued. "So, it adapts to the user's movements and thoughts?" she inquired, her mind racing with possibilities. "Exactly," Jake affirmed. "It'll use a neural interface to sync with the user, making movement in zero-G environments as natural as walking on a planet. But to get there, we need to make sure the biointerface is perfectly tuned to the user's nervous system." Together, they delved into the technical details, discussing potential quantum biological markers that could enhance the interface's sensitivity and responsiveness. Leary suggested using a specialized biomimetic gel, capable of amplifying neural signals without invasive implants. As they worked, their conversation flowed freely, bridging the gap between Jake's engineering expertise and Leary's deep understanding of quantum biology. It wasn't long before their initial prototype, a small, disc-like device, began to take shape on the table before them. Their progress didn't go unnoticed. A small group of their peers, intrigued by the unusual activity in the prototype on display, drifted over to their table. Among them was Threx, a tall, slender being from a species known for their engineering prowess. "What are you two working on?" Threx asked, his voice tinged with curiosity as his bright eyes examined the prototype. Jake, ever the ambassador, welcomed the chance to explain. "It's an adaptive mobility aid for zero-gravity environments," he began, gesturing for the others to come closer. "Leary here is the brain behind the quantum biointerface." The group listened intently as Leary, encouraged by Jake's confidence in her, detailed the scientific basis of their design. She spoke of the challenges of mobility in zero gravity and how their device could potentially revolutionize movement for disabled beings in space. Impressed, Threx nodded appreciatively. "That's brilliant," he acknowledged. "Do you need extra hands?" "I've got some experience with neural tech." Grateful for the offer, Jake and Leary quickly accepted. With Threx's help, they refined the neural interface, enhancing its ability to adapt dynamically to the user's intentions. As the afternoon wore on, more classmates joined, drawn in by the project's potential and the inclusive atmosphere that Jake and Leary fostered. By the end of the day, their initial prototype was complete, and the team had grown to include 5 more students, each bringing their unique skills and perspectives. The lab buzzed with ideas and laughter, a stark contrast to the isolation Leary had felt just days before. As they packed up their tools and prepared to leave, Jake turned to Leary with a grin. "How about we present this at the Academy Showcase next month?" he suggested. "It's a great opportunity to get some feedback and maybe even catch the eye of some sponsors." Leary, feeling a surge of pride and newfound confidence, nodded eagerly. "Let's do it," she agreed, her voice steady and strong. "It's time everyone saw what we're capable of." Walking out of the lab together, the team was abuzz with excitement about the possibilities ahead. For Leary, the project was more than just an academic exercise, it was a beacon of change, signaling a shift in her life at the academy. No longer just the quiet girl in the corner, she was now a pioneer on the verge of something great, with a group of friends who saw her for her potential, not her limitations. As the campus twin sun set, casting a golden glow over the skyline, Leary felt a warmth inside her that had nothing to do with the fading light. For the first time in a long while, she was genuinely excited about the future. The day of the Academy Showcase was a convergence of the brightest minds and groundbreaking projects from across the universe. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and innovation as the auditorium buzzed with students, faculty, and industry representatives roaming among the displays. Jake, Leary, and their team arrived early to set up their booth. It was strategically located in the center of the hall, its banners displaying vivid images of their mobility assist device in action. The prototype itself, a marvel of engineering and quantum biology, sat on a pedestal surrounded by holographic displays that detailed its functionality and potential applications. As the doors opened, a diverse crowd of visitors began to explore the showcase. Leary felt a nervous excitement as she watched people approach their booth, intrigued by the promise of their technology. She made final adjustments to her presentation tablet, ensuring all her notes were in order. Jake noticed her apprehension and gave her a reassuring nod. "You're going to be great," he whispered. "Just show them what you've shown us all along." The first group to visit their booth was a mix of students and professors from other departments. Leary started off the presentation, explaining the genesis of their project. "Our goal was to create a device that enhances mobility in zero-gravity environments, making space more accessible for everyone, regardless of physical limitations," she explained, her voice clear and confident. As she spoke, Jake operated the prototype, demonstrating its seamless integration with the user's neural patterns. The device responded intuitively to his commands, showcasing its potential to change how beings interacted with space environments. The real highlight came when Leary, with the help of her mobility device, demonstrated a live simulation. The audience watched in awe as she floated in the simulated zero-gravity chamber, moving effortlessly, guided by the device attached to her suit. Her movements, graceful and precise, were a testament to the device's capability and her mastery over it. Applause broke out as she concluded the demonstration, and several visitors lingered to ask questions. One was an engineer from a renowned tech company specializing in aerospace technologies. "How do you handle the issue of neural feedback? Is there a risk of sensory overload?" he inquired. Leary answered confidently, explaining the fail-safes they had integrated into the system. "We use a dynamic buffering system to modulate sensory input, ensuring that the user remains comfortable and in control at all times." The engineer nodded, visibly impressed. This could have applications beyond just mobility, he mused, sparking a lively discussion about potential adaptations of their technology. As the day progressed, the team fielded questions and explained their work to a variety of visitors, from curious students to potential investors. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing excitement about the device's potential to improve lives. Midway through the event, the team faced a moment of truth as a panel of judges made their rounds. The judges were industry experts, including some from the fields of robotics, medicine, and space exploration. When they reached the team's booth, the air was thick with anticipation. Jake presented the technical aspects of the device, while Leary handled questions about the integration of quantum biology. The judges were particularly interested in the user interface and safety features. They asked tough, probing questions, pushing the team to defend their design and research. After a rigorous interrogation, one judge, a pioneering figure in robotic prosthetics, turned to Leary with a thoughtful expression. "This is one of the most innovative applications of quantum biology I've seen," she said. "You've not only created a tool for mobility but potentially opened a new frontier in how we think about human-machine interaction." Her words felt like a vindication of all the late nights, the setbacks, and the perseverance the team had poured into the project. As the judges moved on, the team exchanged looks of relief and quiet pride. As the showcase drew to a close, the auditorium filled again for the award ceremony. The excitement was palpable as teams from across the academy waited to hear the outcomes of the judges' deliberations. When the moment came to announce the winner for the most innovative project, the tension among Leary and her team was almost unbearable. "And the award for the most innovative project goes to..." The announcer paused for effect, the team from the Department of Aerospace Engineering and Quantum Biology for their Adaptive Mobility Assist device. The team erupted in cheers as they made their way to the stage. Leary felt a rush of emotions as she accepted the award alongside Jake and the rest of their team. Her journey from a lonely outsider to a celebrated innovator was complete, and as she looked out over the crowd of applauding peers and mentors, she felt a deep sense of belonging and achievement. In her acceptance speech, Leary acknowledged the support of her team and the Academy. "This project was about breaking barriers, not just in technology but in our perceptions of what is possible," she said. "Thank you for believing in this vision, for believing in me." As the event concluded and the crowd began to disperse, several industry representatives approached the team, expressing interest in partnering to develop the technology further. The team discussed these opportunities with excitement, aware that the end of the showcase was just the beginning of a new chapter. With their award in hand and a future filled with possibilities, Leary, Jake, and their team left the auditorium not just as students, but as pioneers on the verge of changing the universe. In the weeks following the showcase, the acclaim from their victory began to transform into tangible opportunities. Leary and her team were invited to partner with AeroQuant Innovations, a leader in aerospace technology, to further develop their mobility assist device for commercial production. This partnership would allow them to conduct field tests in varied environments, pushing the boundaries of their prototype's capabilities. The first major test was scheduled in a nearby city renowned for its spaceport and zero-gravity simulation facilities. The team was tasked with adapting their device for practical, everyday use in both zero-gravity and low-gravity conditions. This required not only technical enhancements but also rigorous testing in real-world environments to ensure reliability and user safety. As the date of the field trip approached, Leary felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. She had become comfortable demonstrating the device in controlled environments, but the unpredictability of real-world application presented a new set of challenges. Her concerns were not just about the device's performance but also about her ability to manage these new environments personally. The morning of the field trip, the team gathered at the academy, loading their equipment onto a transport shuttle. Jake noticed Leary's quiet demeanor. "Hey, are you all right?" he asked, his tone laced with concern. Leary managed a small smile. "Yeah, just thinking about all the scenarios we might face today. It's a big step outside the lab." Jake nodded, understanding her anxiety. "We'll tackle them together, like we always have." "You're not alone in this," he reassured her. The shuttle ride to the city was a brief journey, filled with discussions about potential modifications to the device based on the day's findings. Upon arrival, the team was greeted by Dr. Helena Marek, the lead researcher at AeroQuant Innovations. Dr. Marek led them to the zero-gravity simulation chamber, a vast, cylindrical room where they would conduct the first series of tests. This facility is equipped to mimic a variety of gravitational scenarios, from zero to Martian gravity, she explained. "It will give us a comprehensive understanding of how your device performs under different conditions." The team set up their equipment, and Leary volunteered to be the first to test the device in zero gravity. As the gravity in the chamber was gradually reduced, she activated the device, feeling the familiar sensation of weightlessness. The initial tests went smoothly, with the device responding well to her commands. However, as they moved to more complex maneuvers, Leary encountered a problem. During a particularly intricate navigation exercise, the device hesitated, causing a slight delay in her movement. Although she recovered quickly, the glitch was a critical reminder of the complexities involved in translating lab success to real-world application. The team gathered around the monitoring screens, analyzing the data. It looks like there's a lag in the neural interface when switching between movement patterns, Threx observed, pointing out the discrepancies in the data. We need to adjust the buffering algorithm to handle transitions more smoothly, Leary suggested, her mind racing through potential solutions. The remainder of the day was spent making on-the-fly adjustments and retesting. With each iteration, the device improved, and Leary's confidence grew. By the end of the session, they had a list of further enhancements needed before the next test. The day concluded with a debriefing session with Dr. Marek, who was impressed with the team's ability to adapt and resolve issues quickly. Your work today has demonstrated not only the potential of your technology but also your team's dedication and skill. We're looking forward to seeing how it performs in the low-gravity tests next week, she said, offering them words of encouragement and support. As the team packed up, Leary felt a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges of the day had tested her limits, but they had also pushed the project forward in essential ways. She was no longer just a student working on a theoretical project, she was a pioneer in the field, contributing to technology that could change how humans and aliens interacted with their environments. On the shuttle back to the academy, the team discussed their next steps. The upcoming tests in different gravitational conditions would require them to anticipate and prepare for even more variables. Jake, seeing Leary deep in thought, leaned over. "You did great today, you know. Every test, every problem, it's all part of the process. We're making something amazing here." Leary looked at him, her earlier anxieties replaced with a determined spark. "We are," she agreed. "And we'll keep making it better, together." The shuttle touched down at the academy as the sun set, casting long shadows over the grounds. As they disembarked, Leary felt a connection to every member of her team, bound by their shared vision and the journey ahead. The challenges were daunting, but the possibilities were limitless, and she was ready to meet them head-on. After the successful yet challenging field tests, the team returned to the academy filled with a sense of purpose and urgency to refine their device. The insights gained from real-world testing in different gravitational environments provided a clear direction for their enhancements. The next phase of development was crucial, and everyone was keen to resolve the identified issues before the upcoming low-gravity tests. However, as they delved deeper into the project's commercial potential, they began to notice an increased interest from external parties. AeroQuant Innovations, their partner in development, scheduled more frequent meetings, often requesting detailed updates and pushing for aggressive timelines. The corporate interest was a double-edged sword. It brought resources and attention but also external pressures and expectations. During one such meeting, Dr. Marek introduced the team to Mr. Halverson, a senior executive from AeroQuant. His sharp suit and polished demeanor were in stark contrast to the usual casual tech wear of the research team. "Your project has generated quite a buzz within our company," Halverson began, his voice smooth and confident. "We see significant commercial potential in your mobility assist device. AeroQuant is interested in accelerating development for a quicker market release." Jake, who had grown increasingly wary of corporate influences, responded cautiously. "We appreciate the interest and support, but our primary goal is to ensure the technology is safe and effective. We can't rush that process without compromising our standards." Halverson's smile thinned slightly. "Of course, safety is paramount. However, consider the benefits of launching early. You'd secure market leadership, and with our resources, we could quickly address any post-launch optimizations." The team left the meeting with mixed feelings. The allure of rapid development and the potential for widespread impact were tempting, but they feared losing control over the project's direction. Over the next few days, discussions within the team grew tense as they debated the best course of action. Leary was particularly concerned about the ethical implications of rushing the device to market. "We can't let them push us into making decisions that might ultimately harm users," she asserted during one of their strategy sessions. Threx, who had been relatively quiet, surprised everyone by revealing that he had been approached by Halverson with an offer of a significant personal grant to advocate for the accelerated development plan within the team. "He said it would help align our interests," Threx admitted, clearly uncomfortable with the situation. This revelation was a turning point, crystallizing their resolve to maintain control over the project's development. "We need a plan," Jake said, his voice firm. "One that allows us to continue our work without compromising our values or the integrity of the technology." The team decided to seek additional advice and support. They arranged a meeting with Professor Vornak, who had been a skeptic but also a fair critic of their work. When they explained the situation, Vornak listened intently, nodding thoughtfully. "You are at a critical juncture," Vornak said after a long pause. "The temptation to yield to commercial pressures is understandable, but you must consider the long-term impact of your work. Your device could revolutionize mobility for many, but only if it's developed responsibly." He advised them to draft a detailed proposal outlining their development timeline, including all necessary tests and safety checks. "Present this to Aeroquant as a non-negotiable part of your collaboration agreement," Vornak suggested. "Make it clear that your team will retain final say on all scientific and technical decisions." Emboldened by Vornak's advice, the team spent the next several days crafting their proposal. They outlined every step of the remaining development phase, emphasizing the importance of thorough testing and validation. When they presented their proposal to Halverson, he was initially resistant, citing concerns about delays and increased costs. However, the team stood firm, with Leary articulating their commitment to ethical standards and the potential for true innovation. "Our vision for this device extends beyond profit. We believe in its ability to make a significant, positive impact on society, and we can't compromise that vision." After a tense negotiation, Halverson reluctantly agreed to their terms. The team left the meeting relieved but aware that they had entered a new phase of their journey, one where they would need to be vigilant about protecting their project's integrity. As they continued their work, now under their own terms, the cohesion and dedication within the team strengthened. They were not just colleagues but a united front against the pressures of a fast-paced commercial environment. The upcoming low-gravity tests would be their next big challenge, but they were ready. With their ethics intact and their goals clear, they pushed forward, more committed than ever to bringing their vision to life without compromise. As the team forged ahead with renewed determination, the upcoming low-gravity tests became a focal point of their efforts. These tests were critical not only for the technical validation of their device but also as a statement of their commitment to ethical development practices. The weeks leading up to the tests were a whirlwind of preparation, optimization, and review. In parallel with their technical preparations, the team also planned their strategy for the upcoming major tech conference where they would present their findings. This conference, attended by some of the biggest names in aerospace and technology innovation, would be the perfect platform to showcase their device on their terms, emphasizing the ethical standards and innovative engineering behind it. Leary, Jake, and the rest of the team arrived at the conference with their prototype and a comprehensive presentation. They set up their booth with a live demonstration area, interactive displays detailing the device's development, and panels explaining the importance of their ethical approach. The first day of the conference was a flurry of activity. Attendees were drawn to their booth by the buzz surrounding their recent stand against rushing the device to market. Many were intrigued by the team's commitment to integrity, which had become a hot topic in the tech community. As they prepared for their presentation, Leary felt a mix of nerves and excitement. This was their chance to put everything they believed in into the public eye. Jake noticed her tension and gave her a reassuring smile. "We've got this," he whispered. Let's go show them what real innovation looks like. Their presentation began with an overview of the device's capabilities, including a live demonstration by Leary, who expertly maneuvered in the low-gravity simulation setup they had arranged. She showcased the seamless interaction between the user and the device, emphasizing how it could change lives by making space and other low-gravity environments accessible to everyone. Jake then took over to discuss the technical aspects, explaining the integration of quantum biology with mechanical engineering in simple terms. He detailed the specific challenges they faced and how they overcame them through innovative solutions and rigorous testing. Finally, it was time to address the elephant in the room, their decision to delay market release for further testing. Leary stepped up, her voice steady and clear. "We believe that to truly innovate, we must do so responsibly," she declared. "Our device promises to enhance mobility in extreme environments, but this promise must be underpinned by absolute assurance of safety and reliability." The audience listened intently as Leary continued, "This commitment to ethical innovation is why we chose to enhance our testing phase, ensuring that our technology not only meets but exceeds all expectations." The presentation concluded with a Q&A session, where the audience's questions revealed a deep interest in both the technology and the ethical considerations the team had championed. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing admiration for their stand on maintaining high standards. Amid the applause, a panel of industry experts approached the team with congratulations and serious inquiries about potential collaborations. Their interest was not just in the device itself but in the approach the team had taken to its development. One expert, a veteran in space exploration technologies, summed up the mood: "What you're doing here isn't just about creating a new gadget, it's about setting a standard for how technology should be developed. Your integrity is as innovative as your engineering." Buoyed by the success of their presentation, the team spent the rest of the conference engaging with potential partners and investors who were aligned with their vision. They discussed possible pilot programs and additional funding to support their extended testing phase. As the conference drew to a close, the team gathered at their booth, tired but exhilarated by the validation and support they had received. "We did more than just present a device today," Jake said, looking around at his teammates. "We sparked a conversation about what it means to innovate responsibly." Leary nodded, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment. "We've shown that it's possible to succeed on our own terms. And we've paved the way for others who want to make a difference, not just make a product." With a clear path ahead and a community of support behind them, the team left the conference ready to tackle the next phases of their project. Their journey had taught them that true innovation requires patience, perseverance, and most importantly, principles. They were not just developing a device, they were shaping the future of ethical technology development. The aftermath of the conference marked a turning point for Leary and her team. The endorsements they received had not only solidified their standing in the scientific community but also empowered them with a network of allies interested in ethical innovation. With newfound resources and a collective vision, they entered the final phase of development with a clear focus on refining their device to perfection. As graduation approached, the academy buzzed with excitement, not just for the ceremonies but for the promise of what the future held for its departing students. Leary, Jake, and their teammates were at the forefront, often approached by underclassmen and faculty alike, all curious about the project that had brought so much positive attention to the academy. The days leading up to graduation were filled with final project refinements and discussions with potential partners who were interested in bringing the mobility assist device to market responsibly. The team had set strict guidelines for partnership, ensuring that any collaboration would prioritize safety and user-centric innovation above all else. On graduation day, the campus was adorned with banners and the air filled with a mix of nostalgia and anticipation. Families and friends gathered, cameras in hand, ready to capture the momentous day. Amidst the sea of caps and gowns, Leary's team stood together, their bond strengthened by the trials and triumphs of the past years. As the ceremony commenced, the dean of the academy took the stage, his voice booming over the speakers. Today, we celebrate not just the academic achievements of our students but their ability to push boundaries and think beyond themselves. This year, one team has exemplified what it means to be pioneers in science and ethics. The crowd listened intently as the dean recounted the achievements of Leary's team, highlighting their innovative project and the standards they set for ethical development. As the story unfolded, pride swelled in the hearts of all who had supported them. When the time came for Leary to give her valedictory speech, she walked up to the podium with a calm confidence. The audience quieted, eager to hear from the graduate who had inspired a new standard in technological innovation. Today marks the end of an incredible chapter in our lives, and the beginning of a new journey, Leary began, her voice clear and resonant. Throughout our time here, we've been challenged to think critically and act conscientiously. We faced decisions that tested our values and our vision, but we held firm in our belief that how we innovate defines the impact we will have on the world. She paused, looking out over the crowd of hopeful faces. Our project began as a simple idea in a campus lab. It grew into a mission to make space accessible for everyone, regardless of physical limitations. But it became much more than that. It became a testament to the power of perseverance, collaboration, and, most importantly, integrity. Leary's speech continued, touching on the lessons learned and the challenges overcome. She thanked her professors for their guidance, her team for their dedication, and her family for their unwavering support. As we stand on the brink of new beginnings, let us carry forward the ethos of innovation coupled with responsibility. Let us be the leaders who prioritize the well-being of society and the environment over fleeting gains. And let us inspire the next generation to do even more, she concluded, her words met with roaring applause. The ceremony ended with a sense of accomplishment and the excitement of potential. As Leary and her team threw their caps into the air, the sky seemed not a limit but a canvas of opportunity. In the weeks following graduation, the team finalized their partnership with a renowned tech company that was committed to ethical practices. The agreement was a milestone, ensuring that the mobility assist device would be developed and distributed in a manner consistent with their values. The launch of the device was met with acclaim, not just for its technological prowess but for the model it set in ethical tech development. Leary, as part of the new company, continued to advocate for policies and practices that supported sustainable innovation. Years later, Leary found herself back at the Academy, this time as a keynote speaker at a conference dedicated to responsible technology. As she shared her journey, citing the challenges and victories, she looked out at the audience of eager young scientists and entrepreneurs. Each of you has the potential to change the world, Leary said, her experience lending weight to her words. Remember, innovation isn't just about creating something new. It's about making sure that it serves to better our lives, respect our principles, and preserve our planet. With the mobility assist device making space and other environments more accessible, Leary had not only changed the landscape of technological development but had also paved a path for future innovators to follow. The legacy of her team's work was not just a product but a shift in how technology could and should be developed. The story of their perseverance, integrity, and success continued to inspire, proving that true innovation comes from the courage to do things right, not just to do them first. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For more exciting HFY stories. Your support means the world to us. And make sure to tap the bell icon, so you never miss an update. Stay tuned for our next adventure, and until then, keep exploring the stars. See you in the next video.